a no escape.
You're in between stations. You're in between everything. You're in the space where really nobody is accountable and anything is possible.
I was startled when I felt a really cold hand caressing my cheek. Out of nowhere, he just mutters under his breath, "Beautiful." And the whole experience was jarring. It was probably the first time in my life as a cis male I had been sexually advanced on, and it made me question a lot of things. It made me question whether I was seen for my ethnicity, whether I was seen for my face, and all the while thinking I was young and innocent.
Doors, please.
I'm sitting there just chilling. Some dude comes in. He sits like in the map seat, as we call it, you know, and quiet, nothing going on. But then suddenly, dude's is out, and you know he's a. And I was like, what? And then the other lady, she had the magazine. She had it like this. She goes, "He's disgusting." I'm like, "He is," and then just started laughing. He wasn't getting like the reaction, so he got up and left. And we're like, good, you know. Yo, I'm sure guys don't want their laughed at, but you know, hey, we didn't expect to see your okay, we were going to work. I mean,
I got on one end of the car and there was this guy like looking at me, and like I kept moving because he was really like eyeballing me, like staring me down, and like it's a crowded train, and like I like screamed like, "Can you please stop? Like stop following." Like everyone on the train was silent, looked at me and said nothing. Like New York has this weird thing where we're all living together, but we're not operating as a community.
I was about 15 years old. I had just been Christmas shopping for some friends. Coming home, across from me there was a man in a trench coat. Underneath the coat, he opened it up to reveal leather chaps and no pants underneath. So with his exposed body, he kept exposing himself more and more. The people on either side couldn't really see what was happening, but he started touching himself, and as the train continued to empty out, he started saying things like, "Oh, those boots, oh, that body." I was going through my bag, play with the toys I had bought for my friends, to anything to look away, and then corner me as I was trying to get off the train. I got around and got out, and he was still staring through the window, looking at me. All the other passengers, they must have seen something, but they just let it happen.
I was in a slop sink room, putting water in my bucket, and this man who was 6'4" went behind me, pressed himself hard against my back. I felt his whole imprint of his penis on my back. I went and told my supervisor. She goes, "Give him the benefit of the doubt." All I wanted to do was go to work, take care of my family, come home, and have a decent, functioning life. The predators are out. The predators are out. It makes no difference whether or not they're co-workers, workers, they're out.
got on the train. Not long after, I could feel pressure on my back. Just figured it was rush hour. Sardine car, everybody was packed in. Then I realized it was something more when the person leaned into my ear and said, "Don't move, or I'll stick this knife through your back." I could feel the knife pointed in my back. And then suddenly he started thrusting himself on me. I started to cry, looked around the car, I could see everybody was watching what he was doing. Nobody did anything, so I figured I had to save myself, so I jumped forward. He grabbed my hips really hard and slammed them against his pelvis. He said, "Do it again and you'll die." I just stood there and let him do what he needed to do. And tears were streaming down my face, and everybody continued to watch. When he was finished, at the next stop, he jumped off the train. An Irish lady got up and said, "That man raped you. He's a rapist." And I said, "Why didn't you do anything?" And she said, "We didn't want to get stabbed." It was really cold. It was in December. And a man came up to me and he said, "You sprayed all over you." First, I didn't realize what he meant. Then I put my hand on my back and I could feel it. I immediately took off my coat. I really liked that coat. I threw it in the garbage and I started running down the steps. I ran all the way home. I was thinking how much I hated taking the subway.
Along a chain link fence, and sometimes you just feel like you need to reach out your hand and just run your fingers along the fence, like, oh, this is a fun thing to do just because this object is here. I felt like that was what I was in that moment too, where I was just an object on the street that you could just touch. In those moments when those things happen, I don't know if it's worth calling out because it feels so common. And then
people on the train, but they're just pretending it wasn't happening.
I saw something, I said something.
You speak up, you're stopping, and you're bringing attention so everybody else can be aware.
Raise your voice. A lot of these folks, they're counting on the silence.